Well, understand that there aren't really negotiations on Palestinian rights and sovereignty. That's not what these negotiations are about. Any negotiation on the Palestinian issue is nothing but a negotiation about how to bring America and Israel out of their criminal activity. It's like a police negotiation with a mass shooter who's holed up in an office building armed to the teeth, and you're trying to talk him down from continuing his rampage. You understand? It's about getting America and getting Israel to obey the law, because nothing actually needs to be negotiated in terms of Palestinian rights and Palestinian sovereignty. These are non-negotiable legal facts. A Palestinian state, an end of occupation, dismantling of settlements, right of return, etc., etc. These are all established under the law. So the negotiation is about trying to get the criminals to submit to the law. But here's the problem, obviously. When the criminals are the law, when the very entities that are violating these rights are the ones who are dictating the framework for enforcement of the protection of rights, then what does negotiation really even mean? It just means managing their criminality, accommodating their violations, finding ways to make their crimes sustainable rather than stopping them. It's not about justice, it's about stability on their terms. This is the game that has played out for decades. You bring in mediators, and those mediators are always aligned with the criminals themselves. You have endless cycles of dialogue, peace processes, roadmaps, summits, and so on, and each one is just another stalling tactic, just another way to buy time for that mass shooter, just a way to buy time. It's all a performance. Because if you actually accept the premise that Palestinian sovereignty is a legal fact, which it is, then there's no discussion to be had. The conversation would not be how do we get Israel to stop committing crimes, but rather what consequences should they face for the crimes that they have committed and are committing. That's how law works. You don't sit down and negotiate with a thief about how much he stole and how much of that he gets to keep. You don't negotiate with an arsonist and tell him you can burn this side of the block but not that side of the block. No, you hold them accountable. You prosecute and enforce the law. But instead we get this absurd theater where the criminals are treated like judges, the criminals are treated like enforcers and negotiators and mediators, while their victims are always told to be reasonable, always told to compromise, always told to accept injustice as a reality that has to be managed, not corrected. And this is where we see the moral bankruptcy of the international system, which has been bankrupted by the United States. If you let the criminals dictate the terms of how, when, and against whom the law can or cannot be enforced, well, then you don't have an international order, you just have international organized injustice.